one of the great and very unique thing about BalletX and the artist here is that there is so much new work generated here that dancers are very comfortable being asked to step into a process with a lot of unknowns versus, learning established choreography. A place that does this much new work is really rare. So I'm using a bunch of different songs that all have the word dream in them, mainly in the title, from a very old 1930s song, Dream, sung by the Pied Pipers, very old and stylized, to a cover of a Tom Waits tune. So it's a very varied journey. And when I was finding all these songs, I wanted something beyond just the word dream to tie them together. So I started thinking Shakespeare and Midsummer's Night's Dream really just kept coming to the forefront. And I was like, is there this narrative in there? And so this is loosely inspired by The Lovers and Puck from Midsummer's Night's Dream. I think my work it's rooted in classical ballet and in classical ballet technique. That's what I did. I was a classical ballet dancer, but I really craved a very specific physicality in the work that I'm doing, a very specific aesthetic on how the spine moves, where the pelvis is placed and what's done. So a lot of technical stuff there, but there's also stuff that's interesting where the balance of gender power often shifts in ways that are very subtle and nuanced. It's while the man still might be lifting the woman, it's the woman who initiates all the kinetic movement that goes into the lifts. So, and a lot of times it's really the woman partnering the man versus the man manipulating the woman. Oh, no one has ever asked me that question. I have many. I mean, I have been so lucky in the opportunities I've had. I've gotten to take my company to the Choice Theater multiple times. I got to make a full-length Nutcracker ballet, which I didn't know would be a highlight, but was so much fun. I've just had so many amazing experiences, both working with dancers and then when I was a dancer traveling around the world doing ballet. I've been really lucky. Don't lose your curiosity. It's so easy to get jaded and to be to feel like I understand everything or I've learned this before. But to keep a flexibility in thought of allowing your assumptions about everything to change, right? So the way we behave in the studio, the way ballets are passed on, the way ballets are made, we have assumptions of how all those things should be, and those can always shift and grow and change. And when you're in an environment where the entire room is curious and not going to a predetermined point, but instead curious about the journey, that can lead you to somewhere that is completely unexpected. It can subvert everything you think you knew, and that is fun.